Kenapa tak okey?
Tak best je. Tak rasa macam duduk dekat ni.
Bukan macam university student
Betul.
But at least better than in prison. Masuk penjara lagi teruk tau. Ini house apa ni aku panggil? House prison only. Okay. So just we pray for a better one. Okay. Not the worst, better. Should be better Vaksin pun dah ada tapi agak surprising with the vaccine still we have a third wave of COVID. Alright, so before we continue, okay, can someone share with us what we have done before the break? What topic we discussed? Vincent? Okay, Vincent, what we discussed before the break? Lupa dah.
Lupa. I tahu masuk new chapter.
Okay, Tanas? Okay, Tanas, what we discussed before break? Okay, anyone please, what we discussed before break?
Inventory
Shafiq?
management.
What? Related to what?
Inventory management.
Inventory, okay. Specifically, what are the issues in inventory management? Okay, Shafiq, still remember what we discussed? Inventory management.
There is for managing inventory, there is basic analysis,
Okay,
record accuracy, and cycle counting.
all right.
Then the function of inventory is to take advantage of quantity,
Okay,
to hedge against inflation, and
all right.
to separate various parts of the production process.
Okay, so inventory normally is used in production or in manufacturing or in any company, okay, to handle shortage of materials ataupun uncertainty, ketidakpastian dalam delivery. Okay, you can switch off your camera, okay, if you have problem with your line. Okay, so the inventory is used to address the issue of uncertainty because we are not sure whether the material that we need to use will be available or not. It might be delay in delivery, for example. Might be delay in delivery, or it can be. Yeah, I hope you see my PowerPoint now. Yes or no?
Doctor.
Yes. Okay, let me check again. Do you see the PowerPoint?
Nampak sir.
Nampak, Okay, kenapa saya nampak macam black screen? Okay, let me close the
Sekarang
others. Ya. Sekarang tak nampak
tadi nampak.
Tadi nampak. Okay, let me check again what happened. Okay, sekarang nampak. Alright. Muhammad Al-Bahaki, okay, bagus. Alright, so last class kita dah bincang pasal ABC analysis. ABC. Okay. Before that, as we mentioned, the inventory is to handle if there is any uncertainty, ketidakpastian. So we keep additional material ataupun spares dan sebagainya dalam inventory. Dia macam kat rumah lah, when you have not sure when you your tong gas tu akan habis kan, you put it additional or you buy additional tong in case suddenly your gas finish, you can take something that you put in a store ataupun as a backup lah. And also maybe you keep in your freezer, okay, some food. Okay, so this is considered as just a personal inventory, but in business they put inventory for raw materials, for spare parts, okay, for any consumables item that will be used for production, because if the material finish, you cannot run the production because ordering will take time. If you want to order, buat pesanan, nak buat pesanan bahan mentah, okay, kalau you are in food business, katakan nak order gula, nak order gandum, nak order oils, it takes time. You order today doesn't mean that you will get immediately the same day ataupun next day. It might take 1 week, for example, for the supplier to send. So you need to have a backup in the store or in the inventory for you not to disturb the operation, so that the operation or production or whatever you do, katakan in food business, making cakes or biscuits for mass production, you need this material to be ready. Okay, otherwise your production has to be stopped waiting for delivery. So it's very important to learn about inventory. But at the same time, we have to know that inventory is costly because you put money, you buy items and you put in the store. Okay, so why we put material in store? Because it's not going to make any profit for us just staying there. So sometimes we have to compare. Is it better to put money and invest in a bank, or we buy material and put in a store? Okay, so these are the issues. So inventory is very costly. I give you an example before break. For example, you buy ice cream is normally expensive. Okay, you go to petrol station, you buy ice cream. RM2, RM3, tapi size-nya macam taklah, it's not a value of money lah. Kadang-kadang RM4, but ice cream tu simple saja. Because why? The storage cost is expensive. You need to store ice cream in a control box with control temperature. Okay, otherwise the ice cream spoil. So these are costs, inventory costs, termasuklah cost electricity, cost for cooling. Some material need to put in a special storage. Okay, if you go to supermarket, there are area for various products. Okay, you need to put in refrigeration. Okay, in control temperature. So this also cost of inventory, cost of storage. So we have discussed about ABC analysis. Why we need to do ABC analysis? ABC analysis is for us to analyze the item that we have in the inventory, because items have different category. There are expensive item, there are cheap item, there are item which is moderate, not so cheap, not so expensive. So after knowing ABC analysis, we are able to plan the policy for inventory. Item A normally expensive item and the quantity is small quantity, but we use a lot of money in order to have that item. Item C, there are a lot of quantity in terms of quantity, tetapi dari segi value of money it is not expensive. Okay, I gave example last time macam pasir, mungkin bahan-bahan binaan, bata-bata. So you don't need to have a very strong storage area for this, because nobody going to take it and pasir kat tepi jalan. Okay, mungkin ada orang curi, tapi it's not going to take it all. Mungkin just satu baldi saja ataupun, so it's not worth it to have security, tight security for less expensive item. But if you have small item but expensive like gold, precious metals, chips for computer memory, these are the item that should be classified as A, and you should have a different inventory policy, different procedure. Not everybody can go to the room and take the item without permission. Okay, that the purpose of doing ABC analysis is for us to guide in coming up with inventory policy. Okay, inventory management. If you don't do ABC analysis, you tend to spend a lot of money in monitoring items, controlling items, and recording items, because in inventory management, you need to do the recording, you need to do security, you need to have some time in security, surveillance, and so on. Okay, I think we have done that on ABC. Let's move on to. I mentioned also dependent and dependent demand. Okay, let's look at the what we call the EOQ model for inventory. EOQ model in inventory. So where we have to know what are the costs involved in the inventory. So we have what we call it basically the cost involved in inventory is we have ordering costs and also holding costs. Okay, let me show this graph dulu. Okay, this curve is showing that we have just assume that now you want to compare the cost of quality or cost of doing or keeping the inventory. So we have here holding cost. Holding cost bermaksud kos menyimpan. Kos menyimpan. So we hold that item in the inventory. So the cost of holding will increase. Will increase, this excess increase as the quantity increase. So the more quantity you order, the more you have to pay for holding. Contohnya katakan you order banyak ice cream. Buat bisnes ice cream laku musim panas. So the more you order ice cream, the more you have to keep it or to pay for the storage. You have to buy many refrigerator ataupun control box with temperature control because you have a lot of ice cream to stock. So the more you order, the more you have to keep in holding cost. Holding cost will be increased. Holding cost juga terlibat actually cost of material handling. How to handle that material daripada reception, daripada penerimaan sampailah kita put it in storage. But in storage normally you akan ada rack, you akan ada trolley untuk move the item, you ada box dan sebagainya. So those are we call it holding cost. So in inventory also we have this curve, what we call it ordering cost. The light blue color here, the ordering cost. So if you order many times, the cost will be increased. But if you order few times, the cost is less. So this is bermaksud the ordering size. If you order small quantity, you have to order many times. But if you order in big quantity, you maybe order very few times. But the problem is order big quantity. If you order in big quantity, the holding cost increase. Because the quantity to keep in store is high. But if you order small quantity, in this side, small quantity, if you order small quantity, the ordering cost will be increased. Why? Because you need to order many times. But if you order in big quantity, the ordering is low, but holding cost is high. Is it clear? If you order small quantity, the ordering cost is, if you order in large quantity, this is order quantity. If you order in large quantity, the number of order that you need to order per year is small. The frequency of ordering is small. So the ordering cost, which is in this light blue, is low. But the holding cost will be high. Why? Because you order in large quantity, so you have to pay more money for holding. So if you order in small quantity for every order, the ordering cost will be, the total annual cost for ordering will be high. Because why? You have to order many times. Because every time you order a small quantity, so you need to keep ordering. Maybe for every month or every 2 weeks you need to order. So the frequency of ordering is high, so ordering cost is also high. But your inventory or what you call it, the holding cost is low because you are ordering small quantity. So you need only a small space for keeping the item because you only order small quantity. So now this is high, this is low, but somehow Okay, in between dari optimum point. Okay, see this is low, this is high. So there is a cross section here. So this is what we call it economic ordering quantity. So if I can put it in a different color here, if this line setting up or ordering cost, and sometimes we call it setup cost or order cost, is the same. So setup cost or ordering cost is the same. So if we add these two costs, so we're going to get a curve in this red color. Okay, in this red color. So the point here, this point here, okay, we call it the minimum cost. Okay, the minimum cost. Remember, this list line is cost, the cost. So this is the minimum cost, and this is the quantity. So at this point, we call it economic ordering quantity, or we call it EOQ, economic ordering quantity. So this is the quantity that we should do the ordering so that our inventory cost will be minimum. Okay, economic ordering quantity. So if we order less, the cost increase. Okay, if we order more than this point, also increase. So there is a point, we call it economic ordering quantity. So how can we get this mathematically? Okay, holding cost. Okay, holding cost. Okay, will be equal to, okay, let me see, okay, apa yang digunakan. Your notes also showing like this, it's the same. I want just to see the symbol they use, okay? These are the symbol that use. Holding cost is H. Okay? Holding cost is used as H here. So H is holding, ataupun another word we call it carrying, carrying. Holding or carrying cost. Okay, H is holding or carrying cost. Cost menyimpan, cost menyimpan. Remember, it is per unit per year. Okay, the unit is per unit per year. So it's given as H, but it is in terms of per unit per year. Another cost that we do is we call it setup cost, which is represented by S, ataupun ordering cost. Ordering cost is for each order. Every time you order, okay, S is per order. H is per unit per year. Okay, so we represent D as demand. Okay, demand here adalah annual demand, maknanya permintaan tahunan in unit. Okay, and EOQ that I just mentioned just now, it was actually represented by Q star, ataupun we can put it EOQ. The Q without star showing the number of pieces or number of units that we order. Okay, so if we want to know how much is the ordering quantity, okay, so we have to understand what will be the ordering cost ataupun annual setup cost. Annual setup cost is equal to annual ordering cost. Okay, annual ordering cost. So this is ordering cost. Okay, let me take different color here. Okay, this is ordering cost. Annual ordering cost. Okay, how do we get annual ordering cost? It is number of order multiplied by, okay, how many times we order per year multiplied by, okay, what is the cost per order? Okay, or we can say here, how do we know how many times we want to order? It is demand. Okay, demand per year. But how much is the demand? Permintaan tahunan berapa? So we divide by number of unit, okay, for each order, okay, which is Q lah, the ordering size Q. Okay, so setup cost, which is represented by S. So we have D over Q divided by S. Sorry, D divided by Q multiplied by S. This is what we call it annual ordering cost or annual setup cost. Okay, so this is what being shown in this line. Okay, this is what is shown in this line. Okay, I can erase this line now. Okay, benda yang sama ya. Okay, so this line, the blue, the dark blue, this is holding cost, annual holding cost. Okay, so which is represented by that number of how many times we order per year. Okay, which is D divided by Q. Okay, memberitahu kita how many times we need to order per year. Okay, how many times we need to order per year. Okay, multiply by the cost for ordering. Okay, the ordering cost. Okay, the ordering cost per order. Okay, multiply by S. So D divide by Q multiply by S. This is what we call it annual holding cost. Okay. So we also have setup cost. Okay, setup cost. So what is setup cost? Setup cost is given by inventory average. Okay. Inventory. Okay, this is given by here. Okay. Setup cost ataupun annual holding cost. Annual holding cost ataupun sorry. Just now it was, okay, let me see. This is mistake. Sorry, mistake. Okay, there is a mistake here. So I should have, this one should be here. Okay, should be yang bawah. Should be di bawah. Okay, this one should be here. D divided by Q multiply by S. Okay, sepatutnya di sini. Sebab apa? This is adalah ordering cost. How many times you order, which is D divided by Q, and this is ordering cost ataupun holding cost. Okay, remember that sorry, S is setup cost. Okay, how many times you order multiply by the cost per order. Okay, which is S. S is stand for setup ataupun ordering. Okay, holding cost. Okay, holding cost is basically the inventory. Okay, Q divided by 2. Okay, multiply by H. Okay, multiply by H. H is holding cost per unit per year. Okay, per unit per year. Okay, Q divided by 2 sebenarnya memberi gambaran kepada kita the average inventory. Okay, Q divided by 2 is average inventory. Average inventory. Kenapa average inventory? Okay, if you see this line, you see this line. This line is a triangle. Okay, it's a triangle. This line is a triangle. So if you get the triangle, okay, this triangle, so area under the triangle actually half of the square, kan? Half of the Q multiplied by H. Okay, so this is basically average inventory multiplied by unit holding cost per unit per year. Okay, so this is what is explained here in this formula here. Okay, annual holding cost, average inventory multiplied by holding cost per unit per year. Okay, order quantity which is Q. Okay, of course at optimum value we going to use Q ni dengan Q star ataupun EOQ lah. Okay, Q kat sini apabila dia menjadi optimum, we call it economic ordering quantity. Okay, sometimes we put the Q using star. It's the same. But if Q alone is just a quantity. Okay, so Q divided by 2 is average quantity, average inventory, holding cost per unit per year. This is H. Okay, H. So this is what we get here. Okay. Okay, so far any question?
Doctor, usually how the company determine the holding cost?
All right,
Yeah.
it's a good
Something that
question.
need to be considered.
Yes. Okay, holding cost, as I mentioned earlier, okay, holding is related to cost untuk menyimpan, to hold that item. Okay, so this will be related to storage. Okay, it could be rental space, it could be to related to energy. Sometimes you need to put on control environment. Okay, so it also can be related to maybe you need to hire the security. Okay, security, to pay for the security, to look after the item in the store, plus any other cost yang terlibat. After that, of course, you need to add all these costs, okay? And then, of course, this require accounting lah to get the detail. So, but in general, you can say that all the costs that you spend for holding, termasuklah juga macam saya kata tadi, material handling of that item in the storage, in the warehouse. You need to move the item, you need to pay somebody to move. So total all those expenses, okay, how much you spend the money, and then in general, we can say that you can divide with how many quantity that you hold of that item per year. So through the years, after having the experience, you should be able to give a rough estimate, okay, what should be the holding cost. So the holding cost can go up to depend on items. Sometimes it can go to 40% of the price of the item. Okay, if you remember earlier, I'm not sure whether I explained this one. This holding cost, it can go between 15% of the item price, okay, or it can go to 40%. Okay, can go to 40%. So that's why some item, okay, the price is, we look at the price, it doesn't shows that the value of money because the cost has gone for storage. Okay, so the holding cost, okay, it says here vary considerably depending on the business, location, interest rate. Okay, interest rate sometimes is related to the source of money that you use to buy the item. If you get the money from the bank, okay, you're going to pay for interest for the making loan for buying the item and put in the storage. Okay, so the interest rate can go to maybe 10% of interest rate, for example. So you get money from bank, not your own money. So you still have to pay to the bank for borrowing money, but you buy the item, put in the store. So this money will be passed to the price of the item that you going to sell to your customer. Okay, so what is saying here that, okay, we need to consider all the aspects. Sometimes also for the rental space, it shows here, pilferage and obsolescence. Sometimes the item gets spoiled, okay, in the storage. You have to consider all those, otherwise you are losing. So you can go to up to 40%. If 40% are considered high, let's say the price of item that you purchase is cost RM 10 ringgit. Okay, so that 10 ringgit, 4 ringgit already gone for storage, for storage cost. So another, let's say you want to get a profit, let's say you want to get profit 2 ringgit. So actually you purchase the item only at the cost of 4 ringgit. Okay, sorry, 6 ringgit, 6 ringgit. So maybe the item that you purchase only 4 ringgit. 6 ringgit, sorry, 6 ringgit, but you are selling that at 10. Why? Because you need to cover your storage, you need to cover your profit. You need to cover your profit. Just a simple example here. So back to your question, how you can estimate holding, you can give that percentage based on the how much price, the selling price, or depend on the accounting system you practice in the company. Okay, maybe the company put it that percentage based on the purchase price or selling price. It depends on the method being practiced. Okay, so how you decide the percentage here? Okay, after getting all the data from rental, from electricity, or normally with experience, okay, normally in the business they should be able to put what is the percentage of the holding cost. Okay, I hope that clarify your question. Any more question? This is more detail of that. So you can get the holding cost is coming from rental, okay, material handling costs, labor costs, okay, borrowing, okay, you borrow money to buy the inventory, and also some spoilage or obsolescence of item. So based on that percentage, in this example, give 26%. So if you are selling at 10 ringgit, okay, 10, so multiply by 26%. So you will charge that for your storage actually 2 ringgit 60 cent actually the cost of storage. Okay, so you have to calculate how much profit you want to get, and from that is that the balance will be the cost of buying lah. If you buy expensive, of course selling also will go higher than this. All right, so that holding cost. Now I go back to this graph. Okay, so how can we decide? How can we decide now this point EOQ? Okay, EOQ. So we can get the EOQ, okay, which is the optimum point here. Okay, the optimum point will be determined. Okay, so this point, so maknanya di sini ada intersection. Okay, this intersection. So you can see here Q divided by 2 multiplied by H will be equal D divided by Q multiplied by S. So if we solve this, so we're going to get 2 D S, okay, we bring this 2, ds, okay, equal to, okay, this divided by H, okay, we bring this side, equal to Q square. Okay, so this Q will be square root of 2 D S divided by H. Okay, so this is the point here. What we call it, this is will be Q star, because this is EOQ, EOQ here, Q star will be equal to square root of 2 ds divided by H. So in mathematics, if you want to remember the formula, you get it derivation like this, or you make a story of it. Okay, so one story that you can create is the quantity of Q sama dengan 2 okay, Datuk Siti divided by H. Apa H? Okay, and then square root. Okay, or otherwise you have to revise or you remember this. Okay, make a story of the formula. Is it any problem? Is it clear now how to get Q? Q is actually is the quantity to order. Quantity that you should order. Okay, why at this quantity? Because it's going to give, okay, it's going to give the minimum total inventory cost, total annual inventory cost. Okay, remember that you have the line, this line, okay, the line ni mungkin okay, tak apalah. Anyway, the point here is, it is here, the lowest, kalau you buat bawah sikit pun maknanya the lowest point lah, the lowest point. This cost is the minimum cost, okay, minimum cost at this point. Okay, any question? Okay, all right. So this is EOQ, and then if we look at example here, let's say annual demand per year is 10,000, sorry, 1,000. Ordering is 10 ringgit or $10 per order. Holding is 50 cent per unit per year. Remember, H is per unit per year. So if it's given per month, you have to multiply by 12. But H is need to be in per year per unit. Okay, if data is given per month, okay, you may need to multiply this data with 12. Okay, so if you remember the formula, okay, these two Datuk Seri ni divide dengan Datin apa-apalah H ni, okay, square root. So you just put in this formula. So meaning that you need to order 200 unit in order to achieve minimum total inventory annual inventory cost. Okay, minimum annual inventory cost. You need to order 200 unit. What happened if the company that supplies say, no, I don't sell you 200, I'm selling you 250, because in one box you have 250. But you cannot argue with the supplier like that, you know, because you just say that, okay, your calculation show 200, but if they say 250, so you get it to 50 lah. Okay, because in one box having 250 units, depending on the packaging. So the value that we get here is only for guideline, for panduan saja, for guide for making decision. Okay, because when you want to buy, there will be other constraint. The supplier have their own packaging, their own way of delivery. Okay, they don't sell exact unit that you want. Okay, sometimes they put in a box, the quantity for box is 500, for example. So you buy 500. Okay, this is just for us to guide in making decision. Okay, so we know that how much we should buy and how much that it will be deviate from your ideal situation. Because in academic sometimes it is too ideal, but in practical it doesn't follow exactly. Okay, let's say there are situations that might change. Maybe I can show from here. Okay. Let's say the demand is 1,500, not 1,000. So how that EOQ will change? Okay. So if this 1,000 change to 1,500, okay, based on our calculation, we have Q star is 200. Okay, if we put it in total cost, remember this is total cost. Here is this is total ordering. Okay, ordering, or we call it setup cost. And this is total holding cost. Okay, this is per year. This is per year. Per year. Per annual. Per year. Okay. So if we put in this formula, 1,500 is the demand. Remember, the demand, if change 1,500, okay, how it will affect our total cost? Okay. S is $10 and there is 200. Remember, we are using 200 from here. We want to see how robust is this formula. Okay. So we divide by 2, multiply by 50, and we get 125. Okay, 125. So compare to if the demand is exactly 100. Okay, if demand is exactly 100, sorry, the demand is exactly 1,000. Okay, we put it 1,000 here. Total cost is 100. Okay, so meaning that just now at demand equal to 1,500, total cost only increased by 25 ringgit only. Okay, 125 total inventory cost, 125 only. So not so big lah. So what it's saying now is this EOQ is a robust model. Okay, EOQ is a robust model. Why is robust? If we look at the graph, okay, the graph here, this curve, okay, the curve here, you get long flat area. Okay, the area is quite flat. Okay, this area, the range of that cost, okay, this area is quite flat. Okay, So that's why it's considered as robust, where we have the quantity. Okay, this is the quantity, yeah. So we have quite comfortable range of quantity that is within this region. Okay, the cost is not much different. Okay, as we see just now, between 1,000 and 1,500, okay, the change in the cost, annual cost is not so much. Okay, not so much. So this EOQ model is quite robust and can be used even if there is variation in demand, even in the variation in demand. Okay, so because this area is flat area here, so EOQ is a robust model. It works well even all parameter and assumption are not met. Okay, so because in OQ here we have to accept some assumption. So what are the assumption? The assumption that we have to follow or we have to consider in EOQ model. Okay, these are the assumption. Okay, so we assume that we know the demand. Okay, sometimes demand is not known, but in order for us to use EOQ model, we must know the demand is known. When we are doing business, we are not sure exactly how much is the demand. We can estimate, but we don't know exactly. If the demand is constant, okay, we can use that. Okay, sometimes demand is not constant, so this is another issue. Okay, the demand also independent. It does not depend on any other demand for other products. Okay, it's independent. Lead time is constant. What is lead time? Lead time is the time from ordering until we receive. Okay, we make an order. Okay, we make an order today, we might receive it 3 days later. Okay, until we receive. Okay, we receive the order. So this is what we call it lead time. Okay, ordering until we receive. So that difference is called lead time. Okay, lead time for ordering. If lead time for manufacturing, maknanya when we order today, when it's going to be manufactured. Okay, from beginning until that manufacturing is finished, that is the lead time for manufacturing. But for ordering, from the ordering time until we receive. Okay, that is lead time for ordering. Okay, so I think in Malay they call it masa mendulu, masa mendulu. So receipt of inventory is instantaneous. So meaning here is when that delivery arrive, okay, that delivery is completed, not partial, and you can put immediately to inventory. Okay, so EOQ basic model does not consider as discount. Okay, sometimes if you buy more, you get discount price per unit price. Only variable costs are setup costs and holding costs in this model. Stock out can completely avoided. But in reality, stock out happen. Stock out meaning that kehabisan stock. Okay, but the model of EOQ that we just learned just now, assuming there is no stock out. Okay, maknanya tak akan ada kehabisan stock. Okay, so this is where 2DS. Okay, 2DS divided by H. Okay, any question? Okay, before I explain the inventory cycle. Kamu ni dengar ke buat apa ni? Senyap ni.
Dengar tu.
Okay, faham So, boleh buat cerita ni apa ni? 2DS divided by H untuk senang ingat. Someone want to suggest 2DS. Tu 2 biji durian segamat. Okay, dibahagikan kepada siapa ni? Pada husband. Pun boleh juga.
Boleh.
Boleh lah, apa-apa cerita lah yang senang So you don't remember do 2D multiply S without meaning Okay, so jadi payah nak ingat kan. Alright, so let's see the inventory cycle. Okay, this is what we call it inventory cycle. Inventory usage over time. Okay, inventory cycle. So we have Q kat sini. Q kat sini biasanya this is referring to the EOQ lah. the economic ordering quantity. So when you order, okay, this, let's say you are having 0 in your store. When you order, you receive, you get this amount based on EOQ lah. Kalau 200, 200 lah. So as the time move on, you are using the item, you pakai. Ini dalam keadaan ideal lah, di mana usage rate adalah sama. Usage rate adalah sama. Kita menggunakan dia perlahan-lahan sampai dia habis. Kita buat pesanan somewhere before dia habis lah. So apabila penghadaran sampai, kita masuk balik, refill balik dalam inventory. So dia akan naik. So kitaran ini akan berputar-putar, berulang-ulang beberapa kali dalam masa setahun. So this is ideal situation. But in real life, dia tidak macam ni, dia akan ada variation dalam demand, variation in delivery dan sebagainya. Okay, but untuk memudahkan understanding, we have to assume they have constant demand, there are, tak ada stock out. Ini maksudnya tak ada stock out, maknanya habis je terus refill, habis je terus refill. Dalam real life akan ada stock out. Kita pergi kedai pun kadang-kadang kita cari barang, kedai kata dah habis, tak ada. Itu berlaku. Itu berlaku. Jadi dalam keadaan yang kita permudahkan di sini, kita assume stock out tidak berlaku. Okay? Untuk menyenangkan perbincangan di sinilah. Because this is what you are saying now is a very basic model of inventory. Okay, Q divided by 2, seperti yang saya kata tadi, is just a area, okay, half of the area under the triangle ni lah. Okay, which is average inventory. Okay, so slope ini menggunakan usage rate. Okay, usage rate kadar penggunaan bahan dalam inventory itu. Ini kita buat untuk satu item. Just imagine dalam inventory ada beratus-ratus item. So bahkan ada beratus-ratus graph lah. So normally should be handled by computer lah. Okay, so this we call it inventory cycle over time. So if you want to know how many times we need to order per year, okay, we can use this basic formula juga lah. How many times we need to order per year? Okay, so it's given by D divided by Q. Okay. Sebab D adalah demand per year, divided by Q star adalah ordering quantity. So we know that per year we need to make 5 orders. Okay. We also may want to know that what is the time between order. Okay, kalau setahun bekerja contohnya 250 hari, 5 kali order setahun, maknanya every 50 days, every 50 working days we need to make an order. Okay, T is the time between order. Okay, so time between order can refer to this cycle, inventory cycle kat sini. Okay, inventory cycle di sini. So if you make an order, let's say your order, you place an order kat sini. Okay, you place order. Okay, you receive order kat sini. Assuming order sampai terus masuk dalam inventory, you receive. Okay, so next time pula order pula sini. Okay, you make another order. Okay, you receive kat sini. So this time in between ini kita panggil lead time. Okay, so this is L ataupun lead time. Okay, lead time. Okay, antara buat pesanan sampai kita terima. So when to order? So kita akan tentulah. Mungkin based on this kita akan tengok. Mungkin buat order di sini. Okay, bila kuantiti dah sampai tahap ni buat pesanan. Sebelum dia jadi negatif lah. Okay, so this area kita panggil reorder point. Okay, reorder point. So we will refer to this one as reorder point. Okay, ROP. Okay, what is ROP? ROP is reorder point. How to calculate the reorder point? Reorder point is kita kena tahu okay, lead time multiplied by the usage rate. The usage, okay, how much is daily usage? Okay, so reorder point, okay, usage rate okay, multiply by L. Okay, ataupun if usage rate is U, multiply by L lah. So ini adalah berapa dia punya usage per day, and L is berapa hari antara order dengan receive. So we know that when we should order. Okay, that's the other point. Okay, this is assuming there is no stock out. Okay, no stock out. So we can know from this cycle how many times to order per year, what is the order point, and so on. Okay. Any question? So, alright. So this also shown here. Okay, I just now use DU kan. D pun tak apalah. Okay, D pun boleh. Okay, D maknanya daily usage, demand per day. Small d small d is demand per day. Okay, the order point D multiply by L. D adalah demand per day. I use just now U. So sama lah, benda yang sama. And multiply by L. Okay, L is lead time. Okay, lead time. How to get D? Demand per year divided by how many days you are working per year. Okay, so that will give you the small d. That is the order point. Right. So this is D is basically the slope lah. D is the slope here. Okay, L is between ordering sampai receiving. Okay, and then this point is reorder point. Right. So this example, what is to get the D? D is D besar divided by how many days you are working. So in this case it's 32. If the lead time is 3 days, so this is meaning that when your inventory hit 96 unit, you put an order. Okay, you put an order. How much to order? How much to order depend on Q star. But you will order when your quantity balance is 96 unit. Right. Any question? Okay, masa pun dah lebih 5 minutes. Right, before we end this, okay, can somebody share with us what we have discussed today? Any volunteer, please? Hello? Okay, apa kita bincang ini?
Q model.
Q model, okay. What are the costs involved?
Cost and order cost.
Holding cost and ordering cost, okay. Okay, so how do we know that how many times to order? By month. Okay, tak apa. Proceed. Okay. How many times to order?
If we order small quantity, we need to order many times.
Alright. Okay.
If we order large quantity, we need to order less time.
Alright.
For small quantity, ordering cost will be increased, but holding cost is low.
Okay.
While for large quantity, ordering cost will be low, but holding cost is high.
Alright. Okay. So there is trade-off, trade-off kat situ. Okay. So this is a guide for us to have minimum total inventory cost, minimum total inventory cost, annual inventory cost. Okay. So I think that's all for now. So I see you again. Okay, I will find a few example problem for you to practice to use your queue. I will put it in WhatsApp later on. Okay, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you.
Right.